Korean Safari, a window into K-extravaganza.
The National Unification Advisory Council Australia's 16th term, led by Ms. Susan Lee, has just been launched. Also, the newly posted Korean Consul General Mr. Lee Hui-jin and Australian Foreign Affairs Minister Bob Carr delivered a congratulatory remark along with a Korean government delegation comprising the NUAC Secretariat's Director Mr. Kim Chom-jun and North Korean expert Professor Chae Sung-ho and others. The heated atmosphere of the inauguration was further boosted with more than 40 congratulating wreaths placed in front of the event hall. The chairman of the National Unification Advisory, Ms. Susan Lee, who was sworn in as the chairman, articulated her aspirations and ambition in her inauguration speech.
민주평통 호주협의회의 공공 외교 역량 강화를 위한 주류화 및 전문화의 양대 목표를 설정했습니다. 모든 해외 지역 협의회가 그러하듯이 호주협의회 역시 통합과 번혁의 국제적 조류에 발맞추고자 이번 16기 임기를 통해 동포사회에 안주하는 평통이 아닌 주류사회로 진출하는 협의회가 되고자 합니다. 특히 최근에는 탈북 동포들이 직면한 처참한 현실과 최악의 인권유리 문제에 대한 국제사회의 관심이 증폭되고 있습니다. 이러한 상황은 바로 민주평통 해외협의 지역회의 새로운 도전과 과제를 제시하고 있습니다. 탈북자 문제와 관련한 공공 외교 차원의 대처 방향을 마련해 구체적 업무를 추진을 위한 역동성을 갖출 것입니다. 동시에 북한 인권 문제 및 탈북자 난민 지위에 대한 호주 정부 및 주류 언론의 관심 제고 방향도 적극 모색할 것입니다.
The inauguration ceremony was congratulated by the Korean Consul General Mr. Lee Hui-jin and the Foreign Affairs Minister Bob Carr. In his first official speech in Australia, Korean Consul General emphasized the significant role of the NUAC and its members, who are community leaders, for community harmony and public diplomacy.
호주 동포사회 각계각층 전문가들로 구성된 여러분은 동포사회를 이끌어 나가는 주도청 인사입니다. 호주 동포사회의 화합과 발전을 위해서도 민주평통이 중심적 역할을 해주시기를 당부드립니다. 총영사관도 민주평통과 긴밀히 의사소통하고 적극적인 역할을 해나갈 것입니다.
Meanwhile, the Foreign Affairs Minister Bob Carr addressed the continuously significant relationship with South Korea, describing it as an old, deep and strong friendship. Mr. Carr reaffirmed the Australian government's strong commitment to the continued engagement with South Korea in his congratulatory remarks. Mr. Carr also expressed his concern about the severe violations of human rights in North Korea, but his hope for improvement.
One day, I believe the people of North Korea will have the opportunity to vote on their status and on their future. I believe they'll have that opportunity because the things you enjoy and we enjoy, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, free parliamentary elections, people being able to live their lives without having to dread a knock on the door in the dead of night by secret police, people able to live without fear of torture, without it being confined to a labour camp. This is a universal yearning for freedom. And the wretched people of North Korea have got that same yearning. Not to see lives wasted and blighted in poverty while the leaders live on a grand scale, but to see the normal democratic standards apply.
Mr. Carr concluded his speech reflecting on the close friendship with the South Korean President Park Geun-hye, recalling his meetings with her when she visited Australia as a backbencher, and he and Defence Minister Stephen Smith more recently visited the Blue House.
I was impressed by the fact that such a petite, charming woman had done so well in the tempestuous politics of South Korea. You're one country that plays your politics as hard as they're played in Australia.
Following the Foreign Affairs Minister's speech, the visiting Korean academic professor Chae Song-ho also called in his keynote speech for the international community's closer attention to North Korean human rights issues and for humanitarian aids and human rights issue to be dealt together. Meanwhile, the visiting Korean government's delegation leader Kim Chom-jun explained the duties and responsibilities of the NUAC members.
KoreanSafari.com.au brings you to the priceless virtual Korea, proudly presented by Top Media Group.